Guys, what is up? We are live. Oh my goodness. Today has been a crazy day. We had no power for like a good half an hour. My parents and everybody's working from home. So, I don't know, for some reason, like the power has been going out for the past couple of days, and our cell phone reception wasn't working. We're with Rogers. Apparently, like, multiple people were experiencing this in Toronto or in my area. Unbelievable. Come on, we're in, like, 2021. Like, what is happening? So, anyway, thank you guys for waiting for me. I appreciate this so much. Do you like my trousers? So, see, this is the thing, right? So, I haven't done laundry in a little bit. It's been so crazy busy. And me and my handsome fiance did Christmas together, and we both like wore matching Christmas outfits. So I'm just reminiscing because Christmas feels like yesterday, and I'm actually confused of what day it is today. So yeah, okay. Now I want to get right into it. Okay, I want to get right into it. Today we're going to talk about tips on soloing. I want to say a couple of things, okay? We're going to do some loops and stuff of how I like to usually go about it. But as you know, by now, I hope, that I love taking conceptual methods. So what's... Vihar, you had samosas for lunch? You know what? You already made me jealous. Thanks for that. Samosas, I'm dying. Oh, my God. Okay. I want to open my Google questions, coaches questions. So if anybody wants to submit their questions, let's get it rolling. And we're going to go on a bit over the hour. So let's make this hour count. Yeah, okay. Perfect. One thing I want to start off by saying, okay? So today we're going to talk about tips on soloing. I want to talk to you about my inspirations on soloing. We've touched on this before a while ago. Maybe you guys remember, maybe you don't. I want to talk about it again. But before I start talking about soloing, I want to talk about something very personal to my heart. Right now, India is suffering right now. India is suffering right now. COVID is extremely bad. And my home, my heart, my ideas about soloing, and today we're going to talk about Indian concepts and all that. And I just feel like I cannot start talking about this unless I address this. And if anybody and everybody has the opportunity and get the chance to, if you can donate and help, they need oxygen, they need help right now. My dad's best friend passed away of COVID in India a couple of weeks ago, and my dad's devastated, and they didn't even get the family. Nobody got to have any closure, or it's horrible right now. So right now we just all have to come together. I want to talk about my Indian concepts and how that's helped me in soloing. But before I do that, I just want to pay homage to India. And if you guys have the opportunity, if you go to giveindia.org, you can donate there. Check my Instagram stories, and there's a bunch of links. Okay, guys? I think that's very much important right now. We all stand together. Okay, so please pray for India. Keep them in your heart. Please spread the word. Let's all help as much as we can. Okay, I just wanted to just give that and start off with that. Okay, now let's get into it. Okay, so we're gonna talk about soloing. Okay, so let me tell you something. There's many ways to approach soloing. I'm a type of person who doesn't like I don't like pre-planning solos too much. I don't like it because for me, I like living in the moment, where I know some other people, they fully write out their solos, or where I know some other people, they kind of have a general sense of how their solo will go about. So there's many ways to go about it. So let's first establish the different types of soloing and the different types of solos. Okay, so there's different types of solos. Let's say you're playing at a drum festival or a show, and you're playing an open drum solo. There's one type of solo. When I say it's an open drum solo, I'm saying that is just you doing your thing, no instruments around you, and all eyes are on you. So there's one way of soloing, okay? Second way of soloing, the second type of soloing is to solo around a vamp. A vamp is like a repetitive, I don't know, melodic motif, a repetitive chord progression. anything. So it's just like it's like you hear a band playing something repetitive, and it's like vamping. It's just going through maybe 4 chord changes or 8 bars, and the drummer has to solo over that. So that's a vamp. And there's not necessarily shots. It's just kind of like the music is kind of playing in the background. So open solo. Then we have soloing over vamps. The third type of solo is soloing over shots. So when I say shots, I'm saying like you hear ba 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 do ba ba, like you hear stuff like that. And I love making reference to this. If you check out my Zildjian Live on YouTube, check the opening, the way it starts. The band is going ba ba 2 da da 3 ba ba, and I'm soloing around that. So in my understanding, that is a solo over shots. So we have open solo, we have vamp solo, and we have soloing over shots. So that's something I want to start off by identifying. Okay. So let's start going by one by one. So let's talk about a bit about open solos, okay? Dennis Chambers to me is like a master at open solos. He's incredible at open solos. And the way I like to approach open solos is I like to have a general idea in my mind. Sometimes when I'm in a really good mood, when I'm in it, I just go for whatever. But sometimes I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to pre-plan, so let's invite the spectrum, my lovely spectrum. And by the way, if you see like scratches on my arms, so we're under lockdown right now, and my cat, we can't take her for grooming, so she's been like scratching me. Like, you guys have no idea. Like, I have to brush her. She doesn't like it when I brush her, but she's like my little beautiful queen. She sleeps in my bed. She owns me, so don't mind like the scratches on my arms, okay? All right, so here's the spectrum, okay? So this is the spectrum of planning, all right? We're talking about open solo, spectrum of planning. So let's say this is no planning at all, my elbow. So you're just going to go on stage, and you're not going to plan it. You're going to be in the moment and feel it out, okay? And then let's start saying, oh, okay, we're like here now. So in soloing, I'm not completely going in by surprise, but let me have an idea in my mind. What do I mean by idea? Okay, genre, groove, funk, jazz, pick a time signature, something. So you're choosing something, okay? That's next in line, okay? You're choosing a style, whatever it may be. And we can even move it a little over, and I think everything kind of meshes up here in between. So maybe here, okay, genre, time signature, and or sound sources. Do I want to start on the snare? Do I want to start on the rims? Do I want to start on the cymbals, dynamically? Do I want to start soft, aesthetically, like sticks, hands, fingers, feet, which is like what I've been doing in my videos and stuff. So much fun. So you can start off by like thinking like that, okay? Then you can move a bit over and start planning even more. Okay, here's the tempo that I'm going to play at. I'm going to start funk, go to jazz, go to Afro-Cuban, go, and okay, that's going to be my solo. Okay, now let's go all the way over here. Okay, now planning a drum solo at this end is like, oh, okay, for 8 bars, I'm going to do this. For another 8 bars, I'm going to do this. And it's like you really plan it out. And remember what I have always said from the beginning. There's no right or wrong way. The only way is the way that works for you. I want to say that. There's no better way. There's no worse way. You have to find what works best for you and your mind and the way you operate. Okay? Because I've heard too many people with too much controversy, everybody saying it has to be like this or it has to be like that. So that's why I wanted to bring that up, okay? So that's why, like, sometimes when someone says, Sarah, take a drum solo, it's very overwhelming. If you go on the stage and you have to take a drum solo, it's like, right? But if you go, okay, you know what? I'm not in the mood today. Maybe I'm anxious, whatever it is. Okay, so maybe let me just quickly go in my mind. Okay, what am I feeling? What sound source do I want to start on? What genre do I want to start on? Jazz? Okay, ride cymbal. Okay, with sticks, no rushes. Okay, time signature 3/4. Okay, then you're feeling it. You're grooving in 3/4. Then how can I segue into something else? Do I want to segue into something else? Do I want to start slow? Do I want to start fast? So give yourself parameters. Okay, so see, because I can't cook, you know, I take my mom's biryani and her curry and I put ketchup on it, right? And it's like these two stable things that are that can work on their own. I could eat ketchup on its own, I think, actually. So these two independent things that work on their own, but I've made them work together. So I would say, like, you can totally relate that to drum soloing. You know, you have your biryanis, you have your ketchup. Let's say, how can you transition from the biryani to the ketchup? What if I start on the ride cymbal? Okay, so this is my biryani. Okay, this is my biryani. Okay, and let's say my left foot is ketchup. Okay, so let's say I go for 4 bars. 1, 2. Okay, I just want ketchup. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now the ketchup and biryani, like, they want to be best friends. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're best friends, talking, alternating. 3. Ooh, now they want to be. I want to eat them together. Now let them play together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. Okay, so look, we already started. We started off with 1. We started off with them talking. Then we started off with them together. So now there's that momentum. All right, hey guys, we're getting into it. We are getting heavily into it. Okay, now, oh man, momentum is there. What I want to add, open drum solo. Let me add my left hand. Tom, tom, tom. I'm on swung, swung, go, 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 ooh, go, 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 ooh, 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 ooh. Triplets. I'm tired of this tempo. Okay, I changed the tempo. I changed the groove. I sped it up. Now I'm on a backbeat. Groove, groove, variation. Groove, groove. Space, space, space. So that's how I go about it. So that's my idea of open drum solo and how I go about it. And soloing for me is having a conversation with somebody. Don't worry about, I don't have enough chops, I don't have enough ideas. Okay? So that's my take on open drum solos. Now let's go to vamp and shots. Okay? So we're on vamps and shots, and I've preached this before. Let's open our trusty loops. Can we open loops, guys? Loops, loops, la 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 loops. I want some interaction. Guys, can I open some loops? Let's get open some loops. Can you hear that? Can everybody hear that? I don't like this one though, I'm not gonna lie. Oh yeah! Oh, this is the mood for today. Alright. Okay. Alright. Okay. You know, last night I was watching a Jungle Book. The Disney movie, Jungle Book 2. You know, one thing that has helped me, like, keep positive in this time is, like, watching Disney movies. I love Disney Plus. I encourage that to everybody. Okay, so imagine we're entering the jungle. So, okay, now let's say I'm entering the jungle, and I want to take a solo in the jungle. Okay, go, 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 go. Ah! Go. You hear the shots? Go, go. Identify them. Okay, go, 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 go. Hey, go, go, go. Okay, let's add a variation. Da 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 da. Ho. Go, go, go. Da da. Go. Okay, let me hit some of the shots. Go. Go, go, go. Okay. I'm building. This is even good enough. Okay? Now, let me add some different sound sources. Okay. Now, let me play off the shots. Go. Go, go, go. Go, go. Groove. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Let me feel around. Okay, so what is that? 60 notes? 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. So what am I doing? Right, left kick. Check it out. I'm moving it around, okay? Okay, let me do some linear stuff. Kick, hand, okay? Go, go, Okay, we're getting on fire in the jungle. Double time. Oh, yeah. 16 no triplets. Let me hit those cymbals. Let me hit those cymbals. Cymbals. Pause for dramatic effect. Pause. Okay, bring the back in. Let's go, band. Okay, verse. Okay. Did that make sense to everybody? Did that help? Okay. So, do you see how I started in a very non-organic way? I mean, no, wait, that was organic. See, my mind today is a little funny. Okay. I started in a very organic way. I hit the tom. I hit the tom on the quarters. Just start. Dun, ka, ka, ka. Then what did I do? Then I started hitting the shots. Go, 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 go. Hit it together. Ooh. Okay, I'm tired of hitting it together. Let's hit after. Go, 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 go. I'm hitting away from it. Okay, cool. All right, now I'm just using my toms. I want to go away from the toms now because I'm getting tired of playing only the toms. We need some different spices. We need some different turmeric sauces and hot spices. Let me introduce the snare drum. Let me introduce the crash. And remember I said this before. I said that when you hit a crash or a snare or a drum, it's not just a drum. Like the Indian instrument tabla, right? The tabla with one drum, you can have infinite possibilities of sound. And I transfer that to the drums, okay? So when I'm hitting the ride cymbal, oh, it's the tip of the stick. Oh, tip of the stick, but louder. Bell with the tip of the stick. Bell with the shaft of the stick. Crash on the ride with the edge of the stick, the shaft, but lower. Maybe at the top. Maybe up here. Now maybe go here. So do you see how when you open your mind, the creative possibilities are endless? So sound sources, explore with the sound sources. So when you start opening up the crash cymbals, everything's starting to get more intense. And same concept, start independently. Start just with the crash cymbals, or play the crash cymbals together. Then let them alternate, or then play both crashes together. Start building up. Get into a groove. Get into a halftime groove. Theme is your groove. Play a fill. Go back to the groove. Play a fill. Go back to the groove. And add a variation on the snare while you're playing the groove. Fill. Okay. Now go double time into the groove. Go, 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 go. Halftime. Double time. Okay, now I want to end this thing. But you know what? There's many ways to end a thing, okay? You either end a thing with a bang or you end it more soft. So, okay, don't go, 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 go. Okay, let me end now. 16 note triplets. 16 note triplets. Do, 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 ah. Triplets. All right, oh, go, go, go. Then, pause for dramatic effect. It's like, what if you watch a movie and, it's just, a scary... Okay, look, so I don't watch scary movies, so maybe this analogy is not good, but let's say you're watching a scary movie, and let's say, I don't know, what is it, the killer or the Joker or whatever, the scary person. Let's say the scary person, he opens the closet door, and the kids go, ah! And let's say, there's that pause. It's not, ah! It's at that pause, it's that suspense. It's like that, do, 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 and you feel that in your gut, right? So after, I like to think about it like that, right? You're doing 16 note triplets. Oh, chaos. Building it up. Then, go, 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 go. Now build the band and draw. Band, let's go. One. But the singer's gonna come in. So we gotta bring the volume down. Oh, hey. had our moment. Time to be the supporting person of the band. Okay? Did that help? Did that make sense? Or am I just like, I just want to make sure I'm just not talking crazy. But I mean, I do talk crazy. Did that help? I need someone to say, yes, that helped. Any questions about it? Any questions about it? Any questions about it? Any questions about it? Any questions? Perfect sense. Did this help you guys? Okay? Because I don't like this idea of there being one blueprint of ways to solo. Okay? Because everybody likes to solo. And remember, some of your questions in the Google Sheet, if you can, let me refresh it, because for some reason it says the last edit was made yesterday. Strange. Okay. Well, then post in the Aaron, can people submit the questions in the Google Sheet? Let me know. So this is the thing. Like, when I'm tackling soloing, I don't like this idea of these thoughts coming in my mind that I'm not enough, I can't do it, that person's faster, that person has way more ideas than me, because that's just a lie. Okay? It's a lie, because a solo is like, let me show myself, not let me show how good I am. I mean, you can do that, that's fine, whatever you want to do, but whatever your intention is. But for me, it's like, let me just like explode into flames, because I like it, because it's fun. You know, I just want to just go inside. That's my personality. But I know some people, they'll stop, they'll go quiet down, and go, go. And then even if this idea was too complicated and didn't make sense to you, so let's take it another way. Because I like to start strong and loud and crazy, but let's bring it down. Go. What? Da 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 da. Go. Da 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 da. Go. Da da do do do. You can use your hands. And look, I'm starting. What did I do? I chose a note rate. I don't want to make it too complicated. I want to set into my mind, how can I start a drum solo and not feel too overwhelmed? So I'm going to tackle eighth notes with my hands in a soft dynamic. That's how I'm going to start. So I'm going to think about that beforehand. Do, da, da, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and da, da, Just take eighth notes. And you know what you do? You don't start the eighth notes on beat 1, 2, 3, 4. You start it after that, just to give a variation. So let's say the first time you go, do, da, da, do. Do, 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 do. 1 and 2 and da, da, da. Okay, start off with go, go. So I'm just taking 4 notes of 8 notes, right? 1 and 2 and. Start on an end of 1. Do, da, 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 do, da, da, da. Okay, let's start on 2. Da, da, da. Now let's like play random rhythms. One E and a 2 E and a 3 and let's introduce 16 notes. E. Let's introduce the E and the You guys know E and is my favorite. 1 E, 2 E, and da da go 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 da. Now I'm mixing up E's with N's. So see, it can be calculated. You don't have to just get into this mysterious zone of taking a drum solo, because in my personal experience, and I can't speak for everybody, I hope this doesn't come across as cheesy, but it's not. It's like your brain, you get in the way of yourself when you can't execute a solo. You get in the way of yourself when it's time for you to shine, but then the doubts start pouring in, or the comparison starts pouring in. In my opinion, it's these things that pop up in our mind are harder to overcome. Or I don't want to say hard. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, okay. They are, I don't want to say harder, but they are hard to overcome, and they actually affect us more than we think. We think it's true, I don't have enough ideas. Look at that person who's so fast. Look, I'm a beginner. I've been playing for 2 years. I can bet my life on it. You can be a beginner and play, and you can be playing for only 1 month. And if I teach you the value of a quarter note, go. Go. And that's it. And then you bring the band back in and you start playing time. That's all you need to do. If you guys, there's the Zildjian Live. Check out Ash Soen's Zildjian Live. Ash literally pocket the whole time. And you know what he did? I think like near the end when it was his time to solo, he actually just let his sticks go. Like I think like he just played. But that, you know how powerful that is? You know how powerful space is? It's not how many paradiddles and how much. No, man. No. What if I start talking to you so fast? I start talking to you so fast. I talk to you because I'm trying to impress you so much. I want you to know how smart I am because I'm so smart. I'm the best drummer in the world. I just want to keep talking to you. I just want to talk to you so much. I want to impress you because I'm so smart. I can talk about so many things at the same time. I can talk about so many things. I just want to keep talking. Je peux parler en des langues différentes. I took French a very long time ago, but je peux Alboli Tagati, je peux parler Jambo Habarigani, hola, ¿cómo estás? Gabate. Like I can just spit, because I'm trying to prove to you I'm good. And think about it. If I start talking to you in so many different languages trying to prove myself, you're gonna be like, I don't understand. So that's why if you compare it to drumming, take your ideas, quarter notes, eighth notes, 16th notes, sound sources, take a chill pill, take a break, leave some room. Note rates, build it up. Get excited. Make your exit strong or soft, because strong necessarily doesn't mean loud, guys. That's the thing. It's like end with a bang. That's subjective, actually. That's very subjective. A bang. Can you imagine? Let's say it's the end of a drum solo. Go, 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 go. Let's say you throw your stick. I would go. I'll throw my stick and I'll walk away, and the band is going go, 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 and say, yeah, I'm done. You know, like. Let's talk creativity. Okay, I threw my stick. I gotta put this back here. So anyway, like that's my perception on soloing. That's my perception on creativity. There's no secret sauce. I wish I had secret sauce. Sometimes I feel guilty that I don't have any secret sauce because I feel like all I'm doing is like I'm just giving these concepts, and I don't like using the word simple. People say just play a simple groove. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. I don't know what simple groove means because that doesn't exist to me. It doesn't. What is simple groove? That you're just playing tu tu ka tu 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 ka. Do you know how hard that is? Think about it. Okay? Think about it. Think about it. Sit in it. How's your time? Okay, I'm slowing down. Let me go swung. This is harder to do rather than. Because you know what? This stuff is calculated. It's math. This. This takes listening. This takes what's the feeling like. This takes internalization. This takes body, mind, and soul to lock into. Doing a solo just, to me, is so powerful. So I want to demystify, because you know what, guys? I wish someone had told me this. I dealt with so many insecurities by myself. I still deal with insecurities and comparison, and it just clouds our mind, especially in the society that we live in, because again, you know, you go on social media, everyone's saying, oh, this person's amazing. Oh, this person's amazing. Oh, fast means this and this means this. So I want to demystify. And when you take your solo, you know what it is? It's you literally saying, I like my biryani with ketchup. And the other person can say, hey, I like my biryani with chutney. The third person says, I like my biryani, chutney, right? Cool. And you know what we all do? You go, that's great. That's great. That's great. This works for all of us. That's not my thing, or that's not my thing. This is my thing, and I'm proud of it. That's my That is my approach to soloing. That's my approach to soloing, my finding my identity in soloing, finding my voice in soloing, rather than stickings are important. Stickings are important. But I feel like with all the coaches and all the amazing lessons that Drumeo has, it's like you have access to that, right? And we've talked about it before, okay? Like, look at this. Look, okay? If you want to get technical, we can even get technical. But I know you can do this on your own. So, like paradiddles. Let's say, okay. No, solo. Paradiddle, paradiddle, paradiddle. Paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. Paradiddle, paradiddle. Ooh, that was cool. Okay, now how can I... All right, come on, Sarah. More ideas. Okay. Paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. Play the paradiddle in triplets. A paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. Now I move to the right. You want to do with the paradiddle? You know how it's like right, left, right, left, right, left, left? Now substitute. Right, kick, right, right. Left, kick, left, left. So, we're moving to the next phase. And let's say now, okay, I wanna speed it up. Okay, so sorry. Now triplets. Double paradiddle. Then double, and this is my favorite one. You know, like the inverted paradiddle, right, left, left, right, right, left. So if we're going double paradiddle, in triplets, okay. Sorry. Ah. Okay, what did I do there? Literally paradiddle, paradiddle, double paradiddle, and then when I was doing the right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, and I'm adding my kick to the cymbals, right? I'm going right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left. I love that. Like, if you take any stickings that you want, paradiddle, right, paradiddle. Kick with cymbal. Paradiddle. Now, go paradiddle. So watch this. Paradiddle, diddle, paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. It's like you have a sword and you're going, wha-cha, wha-cha, wha-cha. But that's what I mean. That's exactly what I mean. Even like, let's say you want to do triplets. So, kick, right, left. Triplets. So, solo time. Ready? Back to groove. Kick right, left. Do you see my dynamics? Okay, cool. Dynamics, kick right, left on toms. Let's switch it up. Kick left, right. So, endless possibilities. Endless possibilities. Does this make sense, my friends? Okay, I want to start answering some awesome questions. All right, guys, submit your questions. Okay, first question. Less is more, right? For those that aren't that skilled, any tips on a more simple groove approach that can still fill a solo without going wild? So this is the thing. So I believe, yes, less is more. And more is more. You know what I mean? Less is more is more. It just depends what you want. So if we want to say tips for a more simple groove approach that can fill out a solo, 100%. Let's do it together. Let's do it together. You know, I want to say something funny. Well, funny to me. I don't know if it's actually funny. You can tell me if it's funny. You can say, Sarah, you're not funny, and I'm okay with that. So what was I listening to? I was watching something or listening to something, and there was somebody trying to repeat what the other person was saying and trying to kill time and saying the obvious in different ways. So I'll give you an example. I have to think about it. What were they saying? So they were saying like, something like, it's time for you to leave. It's time for you to leave because I need to do something. So that's the person communicating. And then that same person is like, okay, so the person was like, it's time for you to leave. I need to do something. Then the person's like, oh, okay. Then he's trying to stop them or something like that. And then it's like playing a prank. And then the same person's like, I need you to leave because I'm doing something. I'm doing something, so you have to leave. And then he's like, oh, I have to play my drums, so I think it's going to be too loud in here. So I made up the drum part. But you see what I'm saying? Or it's time for you to eat my dinner. Are you heading out to eat your dinner? So like, what am I doing there? So to answer your question, it's like you're rephrasing things. We all wear t-shirts. We all wear pants. Right? Different color, different texture. So think about that. Let's take what we have. Okay, let's just groove. So you know what, my friends? 1 and 3 on the kick, 2 and 4 on the snare. Hi-hat, eighth notes. And remember what I said before. Eighth notes are not just eighth notes. There's many ways to play eighth notes, right? You have your tip, you have your shaft, you have tight hi-hat, you have open hi-hat. So I would love for us to all keep these things in mind, okay? So let's say we're going to start grooving. It's our turn to solo. What's your name, my beautiful person? Your name is Holvi. Holvi, please let me know if I'm saying your name correctly and correct me if I'm not, and I apologize in advance just in case if I'm not, okay? So it's the time to solo. Okay. Get into it. Time to solo. That's all. That's all you need to do starting, okay? Feel the room, feel the vibe. Don't feel pressure to do anything else. I get that. When I'm playing a drum solo or I'm soloing, when I start simple, which I hate that word, but if I start a groove that's maybe easily attainable-ish, okay? Sometimes I feel compelled that this is boring. You know, even sometimes here while I'm talking, I feel like, are they bored? As I keep looking here, I'm like, are they bored? Does this make sense? I hope I'm making sense. Okay, so don't let your brain get in the way. Accept all your thoughts. Just stay here for a bit, all right? Okay, so you're going 1, 2, 3, 4. Now watch this. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 3, 4. You see what I do there? I started leaving space. I went 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. And see, and I didn't go. You can go 1, 2, 3, or you can go 1, 2. That's creativity. That's all. That's it. You have it. You have it. You have it in front of you. It's just how you train your mind, or how you tell yourself how to execute it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to it. 1. Now, okay. Now we left space. Now I'm going to leave space on 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, I want to take it up a notch. So let's put kick on quarters. We're building. Guys, we're building. Do you feel that? I feel it. We're building. Let's leave some space again. Hey! Oh, surprise! Surprise. Okay, keeping it simple. Keeping it simple. And I don't believe in simple, so why am I using the word simple? Accessible groove. Okay. Now let's bring up the dynamic a little bit. So I'm gonna, instead of the cross stick, I'm gonna put snare on 2 and 4. Okay? Snare on 2 and 4. And the kick on 1. 4 and 1. Now fill around with the toms. So pick a subdivision. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. change it up. Now right cymbal. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now theme and variation. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And 1, 2, 3. Get into it. 1, 2. Now band, come back in. Come build. 3 and 1, 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. I'll repeat it again. I'll repeat it again. I'll repeat it again. Okay, one more time after this. Ready, guys? Ready? 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 Ah, 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 ah. Then comes back in. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? That's all I did. Is literally just take. I just played that groove, right? Right, Holvey? I just literally played that groove. Kick on 1 and the 3, snare on 2 and the 4, 8th notes on the hi-hat. I moved the kick around. I started with cross stick. I added different quarter notes on the toms. Then I just went 2, 2, 2, 8th notes on the tom and snare. That's it, and that was great. I felt it, right? Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Okay? Does that help, my friends? Did that help you, Holvey? I want to make sure I helped you. You can say no, and I'll clarify, and I'll help you even more. Let me know what I can help with. All right, next question, Rachel. Okay, Rachel, would you recommend approaching breakdowns in play-alongs? Would you recommend approaching breakdowns? See, I haven't even drank my whole cup of coffee. Sarah, wake up. Would you recommend approaching breakdowns in play-alongs as small solos, even if they're only 16 bars long, to practice and expand your knowledge of soloing, as long as the music allows you space to do this? 100%. I'll give you an example. So if you get a chance, go on YouTube, type up Tegan and Sarah, and type up like Stephen Colbert, Tegan and Sarah, and check out. We did a song together. I can't remember the name. I can't remember the name. It's been 2 years now. Check it out, because you'll see. I play the song. I played it very simple. And there was a drum break. There was a drum break of. There was literally a drum break. There was a drum break of 8 bars. And I asked the music director, like, can I go insane for 8 bars? He's like, no. He's like, Sarah, we got to keep it in context. I'm like, okay, music director, so tell me what I have to do. And he said, just play 16 notes on your toms. Run, 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 run away. That was the song. And that was it. And the camera was, you'll see, if you check out the video, you'll see the camera was directly on my face. I had 8 bars only to play that. So it depends. So it's like, sometimes the cool thing is about small solos, because I've had this, like I've had to do TV, or if I've had to do appearances, and they're like, you actually have a shoot coming up where it's not drum related, but I'll be playing drums for it, which I can't really speak about, but I will have limited time to showcase what I want to. So I have to go in a bit prepared. So let's touch on that actually. Like when you're playing a drum solo, when you're playing a drum solo and you're getting into a situation, when I say that I don't like to plan things, take it with a grain of salt. When I say that I like to maybe give a general overview rather than write everything out, that's because that's what the context calls for. But there are so many contexts that don't call for that. Because like if I only have 8 bars to do something, and here I am trying to take my time and ease into something, the camera will get away and I didn't get to do what I wanted to do. So figure out the situation. Preparing to play small solos is also as important. So I just wanted to put that out there. I hope that answers the question, Rachel. Let me know. Holvey, just getting back into drumming after over a decade off, and my chops aren't back yet. So I'm intimidated to solo just because I feel overwhelmed being out of practice. I'll tell you something. I appreciate that. And I empathize, and it's not easy. I still feel I actually do feel intimidated as well. So I can't imagine how you're feeling also. But can I ask you a question, Holvey? Can you play quarter notes? Remember we talked about it? Do do go 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 go. Okay, quarter notes. Hey, eighth notes. Repetition. Repetition. So I'm already building. I took quarter notes. I took eighth notes. So for some people who are entering the world of soloing and they are maybe beginners at soloing, plan a little bit. I started planning at you know how many solos I had planned to get to this point of really, and I still do, because like right now I'm feeling comfortable because you guys make me feel like at home. I mean, technically I am at home, but in my heart and in my head when I am talking to you guys, I feel at home. So I feel like I can be insane and I can be crazy and I can speak my mind because I feel at ease. But it's like, let's say you're in front of strangers that you don't know and you're just doing your thing. It can get nerve-wracking. So it's important to also be mindful of those situations. And in those situations, it's hard to execute. I get intimidated all the time. Like when I played at PASIC, I did do a lot of prep, like because I knew I was going to be a little nervous. Because I was stressed. It was too much going on at that time. And it was intimidating because, like, I was on one of the main stages, and it's like it's a conference room, and like everyone's sitting there like looking at you. It's like you're the drummer, and it's crazy, right? So I prepared my transitions. I prepared a little bit of a solo, and that's my mindset that I went in. So for you, you took a decade off, and you're getting back into soloing. Don't worry about it. You can tell yourself, practice. Turn on your iPhone to record if you don't have mics or anything like that. Turn on your phone and record yourself. Play a groove. Play to a song. And start with 8 bars. Start with 4 bars. 4 bars. Trade with yourself. Groove. Okay, you know what? This is a good exercise. Oh. Okay. I'm grooving. Okay? I'm going to trade with myself. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. Ready? Take a solo for 4 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3. Hey! 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3, 4. That's it. Okay. Now let's take 8 bars. Okay, let's go a bit longer. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, do you see that? 8 notes, quarter notes, literally. And I think that sounded great. I would rock with that any day, and I have rocked with that in a live setting. Repetition. I did repetition. I did it on the tom with the kick. I went on the snare with the kick. Take an idea. Repeat it. Take an idea. Displace it. Move it around. Take an idea. Hit it on different sound sources. That's it. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, you can solo with just quarter notes. You can solo with just 8 notes, and I showed it here. Practice. Play for 4 bars. Solo for 4 bars. And listen back. Check out different drummers who solo. And don't get it twisted. Soloing doesn't mean fast. Soloing doesn't mean let me show off to you. Absolutely not. Check out drummers like Aaron Sterling, who's a good friend of mine, who's amazing, who's played for anybody and everybody, who's recorded for anybody and everybody. Watch him play. He's not about the no, he's about Carter McLean. Excuse me, Ash Sowen, Stanton Moore. I can give so many examples of people. When they solo, it's a very melodic, organic. And again, the controversy of the word melodic. Fast is also melodic. So I have to be careful when I'm choosing my words. Melodic at a slower tempo. Or melodic in a spacious way. Okay? So, did that address? Did that help? Let me know, Holvey. And you know what? I don't like to say, like, don't feel intimidated, because I don't think we can reject these feelings. And I hope this is not turning into a therapy session, okay? Like, let me know if it's getting too therapeutic, because, I mean, like, this helps me a lot. So I hope, I just want to be there for you guys and whatever helps. So let me know if it's getting too philosophical. Let me know. So for me, it's like when you're feeling intimidated, especially in a live setting, when you're I'm losing my train of thought 'cause I'm just like waiting for people to respond. I'm like, is it okay? Is it okay? Is it okay? Let me know. When you're soloing, you'll have thoughts, right? Like again, when I told you I'm grooving for 4 bars, and I told you I kept going, like the first example, your mind will tell you, or maybe will tell you, let me do things. This is boring. Even while I'm talking to you, I'm like, is this boring? Like I'm checking. I'm like, what's happening? It happens to all of us, and it's like you can't push away these thoughts. You can't push away these feelings because they're valid. You want to be okay. So if you're feeling intimidated, that's okay. Rather than getting upset over it, you know what you can do? You can work with feeling it, because you know what that means. If you're feeling intimidated, that means maybe it'll help you to plan a little bit. Maybe it'll help you to say, let me work on my quarter note. Let me work on orchestrating around a tempo, a song that I hear. Let me just get more comfortable. And even sometimes, even if people are like experts and extremely comfortable, sometimes anxiety and that stuff gets the best of them, and they can be playing for 50 years. It doesn't matter. One thing I've learned, actually, the myth that I was told as a kid was that these things that we deal with as children or as beginner drummers or musicians, I've been told that when you are more experienced, these things, you won't get scared, you won't get intimidated. And I'm just like, and they'll say you won't make mistakes. Like, I've heard all of these things, and I'm like, really? How come I'm still having them today? Maybe I'm an alien. Maybe I'm like a monster or something. Like maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not like you, where like you don't get anything or whatever. So that's like a myth that I've been told. You know what? Funny thing is, it doesn't go away. The only thing that happens through experience and time is maybe it'll be lessened, and you'll know your trigger and how to deal with it. And like this stuff, I feel like should be talked about so much more. I can't even tell you how many performances that I've watched afterwards, like a year later, and I could see that I was so nervous. And it's like after gigs, I've come home to my basement just to see the ideas that I wanted to play at the gig, and I could play them in my basement, but I couldn't execute them at some of the gigs. Why? It's not that I can't do it. It's that the anxiety got the best of me, right? So as soon as you realize that none of this goes away, whether this applies again to everybody, whether you've been playing for 1 month or 10 years or 20 years or 30 years, it doesn't go, I believe it doesn't 100% go away. Maybe it gets less, and you know how to deal with it better. And maybe like you'll get intimidated maybe one time out of 365 days. That's it. That's why these tools are so important. Okay, so I really hope that was a really long answer. Okay. Let me hope this helps. So, next the question. Basic question around soloing versus fills. Ooh, I like that. Seems like basic solo would be comprised of things you would do in fills, but a more advanced solo would be much more complete musically, exploring more of a song structure. Is that right, or am I crazy? Phil, let me tell you something, okay? You are not crazy. If anything, I'm crazy, okay? I believe that you are right. You are right. Like, so I'll repeat it again. Seems like a basic solo would be comprised of things you would do in fills, okay? But more advanced solo would be much more complete musically, exploring more of a song structure. So I guess for me, everybody has their ways of thinking. Everybody thinks differently. So for me, I guess like I don't think of it like that. Yeah, like soloing versus fills, you're definitely using the same techniques in a solo. So if I'm playing a groove, fill, right? And that can be used in a solo, open solo. Same tools, same. It's like like fancy people have different forks for salad. I don't know if you've I love the movie Princess Diaries growing up with Anne Hathaway. That was like one of my favorite movies as a little girl. And I remember when Anne Hathaway, what's her name? Mia. When Mia had to go into the royal house, the royal family house, it's like there was all these like cool forks and like all these cool knives, and like she was like what fork do I use? Like, I don't know. This is crazy. So then she figured out which was the salad fork or whatever. So in context of this is diet. we're just using the same fork and knife. We're using it to eat salad. We're using, it's like when you're cutting steak, you're going, or if you're cutting like bread or putting butter on your bread, you're going, but it's the same tools. So, that's that for me. Everything crosses over. I would just say context is so important. Okay? Context is very important. So if it's a song that it's like a funk fusion crazy song, you could do your crazy fills in 2 bars. I do. I try to slip in some crazy fills in 2 bars or 4 bars. Or again, if it's that Stephen Colbert show with Teen and Sarah, they're like, we want you to just do 8 notes. But knowing me, like, just playing those 8 notes, I got all hype about it. I was going, check out the video. You'll see my face. I'm like, because for me, I don't care if I'm playing 8 notes. I don't care if I'm playing quarter notes. I don't care if I'm playing. I don't care. It's all the same. It is all the same. It's the energy that you put behind it. You have to You have to make these 8th notes strong. The playing won't. It's like that quote like Jim Carrey says. What is the quote that Jim Carrey says? Jim Carrey says, when you get everything, you realize that like that's not what you wanted, or that's not what you were looking for, like something like that. So I can't remember, but basically, so look to drumming. When I get all the chops in the world, I'm gonna be so high. I'm gonna be crazy. That's a myth. The trick is with what you have right now. You have everything that you've wanted. Saying those quarter notes, you play the 8 notes with power and feeling and happiness, right? It's like, well, look what's happening around the world. Yes, some days I cry. Yes, some days I'm sad. But I wake up, put my Christmas pants, and I'm like, let's make this day great. Because there's always something to be grateful for. Okay, guys? Especially in this time. So same thing. Play those quarter notes with pride. Okay? I want to say that. Because when I see you playing on a gig, and I'll be there, and I'm going to be like, let me hear those quarter notes. And feel free to be extra. I'm so extra. I know I'm so extra. It's okay. I like being extra. Oh, my God. My laptop is going to die. Let me plug that in. Oh, can you imagine? Oh, my God. Okay. Laptop. Don't die on me. Okay. Next question. Where do you get your loops from, Sarah? So I use Logic, the software Logic. You can buy from the App Store. I think it's like $200, $300 or something like that. It's a little pricey, but the cool thing about it is that you have a library of loops, like thousands of loops, like bass, guitar, piano, horns, percussion, anything, any genre, anything that you can think of. If it's too expensive, which of course I understand, go on YouTube and type in percussion loops. Go on YouTube and type in keyboard loops. I do it all the time. Or I choose songs that I like and I cut them up. There's a free program called Audacity, Audacity. It's a free program. I've been using that free program since I was like 10 years old, and I still use it today because it's so easy. I put my songs in there, any like a Beyonce song or like a Bieber song, any song, and I cut samples. Or I cut loops. And what the software does, if you press shift and you press play, the song starts looping. And there you have it. And then what you can do, if you've made a loop, then you can just have that section repeat itself for like 5 minutes. And there you have a loop. So if this is too expensive, you can just get creative. There's Cubase, which works for PC. So Logic is for Mac. I don't know if Logic is for PC. I think Logic is only for Mac. And then you can even go on GarageBand. GarageBand is free if you have a Mac. You can pick a synth pattern. I believe there are loops on GarageBand too, and you can even make your own stuff. And what you can do is if you feel like if you're playing an E, like like as on a snare. If let's say you have the sound of a drum set and you're playing a snare drum on the keyboard and you're playing E. Let's say your E is not too tight, like in the grid. You can press quantize. Quantize means that it's going to line it up to the grid. So when you hear it back and you hear the metronome, you'll hear after you quantize it, because the tricky thing with subdivisions, and that's why I use loops a lot, there's a difference between the middle triplet and the E. And when soloing and playing these offbeats, which I love to do a lot, you want to make sure that you can be as clear with what's a triplet and what's an E, right? For E and a 2, E and a 3, E and a 4, E and a bullet, triplet, ba, ba, tga, 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 tga. It's different. And it's hard as you speed up the tempo. E and a, E and a, E and a, E and a, tga, 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 E and a, E and a, tga, 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 E and a, gaga, gaga. So you see how I'm messing around with subdivisions. That's why, like, understanding subdivisions is so important. I hope that answers. Next, the question. Phil, are you only focusing on things you feel at the time within the chops you have? Or do you press past things that are comfortable? I'm always using old things that I've worked on 10 years ago. For example, my favorite thing to use in solos when I'm ending a solo is this. Right, left, kick, kick. And as 60-note triplet. Right, left, kick, kick. Right, left, kick, kick. I've been playing this thing for for over 10 years. But I'll try to sneak in some new things that I'm working on just for my ego to make sure that, okay, it's working. Okay, I'm practicing. Okay. So what am I working on right now? Oh my, I hate when I have to ask myself that because I forget. I have to. It's like when after the cameras are off, I'm gonna go, oh yeah, I'm working on this, and this. But anyway, it's just like if I'm working on new stickings, and then I'll end with a familiar thing that I do. Because I've been doing it for so long, it's easy to execute. And on a shameless self-promotion note, if you go on my YouTube page, youtube.com/SarahTDrumGuru, I posted a video and I played to Proto Cosmos. And it's at my friend's studio. And you'll catch it. If you look at my solo, I do a solo twice in that song. Or I end the song like this. I can't remember. But find it. And next week, tell me if you found it. You'll see it where I'm going... and you'll see it's like, oh yeah, like she uses it all the time. She's very sneaky. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'll take this last lovely question. Alejandro, how can we tell a story through a solo? What a beautiful question. Okay, let's address this together, guys. How can you tell a story? Once upon a time, there was a girl named Sarah. What am I doing? I'm introducing what's happening. Okay? So when you're playing an open drum solo, when you're playing solo over shots, you can start going vra, vra, vra if you want, but I suggest let's introduce. So the quarter notes. Hey, once upon a time, there's a girl named Sarah. There's a girl named Sarah. There is a girl named Sarah. Repetition, 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 dynamic. Okay. It's getting scary. She's walking alone. There's a bear. There's a bear. There is a bear. Oh my God. There is a bear. There is a bear. I'm adding eighth notes. Bear, 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 bear. Repetition. Da-da, ooh, da-da, ooh. Bear. Ah, bear's gone. Bear's gone. Oh, bear's gone. Right? That's how I like to tell a story. That makes sense. Repetition. Call and response. Dynamics. Building up. Coming down. Intensity. Keeping the intensity, but bringing it down low. Whispering. Speaking loudly. Sound sources. Sound. Hands. Note rates. 8 notes. Quarter notes. 16 notes. 30-second notes. 16-note triplets. Adding your kick in. A groove. Double time groove. 16-note triplets. Fills. Oh, back to stability groove. Okay? That's how I would say, how you can tell a story through a solo. All right, my lovely people. Look, I look forward to talking with you guys every single week. You guys make my day. I love you guys so much. Mwah. Okay? Practice. Practice. And even if you can't, that's okay. Watch The Jungle Book 2. I've been watching that for the past couple of days if you guys get a chance. Jungle Book 2 on Disney Plus. It's such a good movie. Oh, my God. Find your Christmas pants and cheer up for those who are having a hard time. Okay, we'll all get through this. If you get a chance, please go to giveindia.org and let's support people who have made the way for us musically and culturally, especially the Indian music, right? Indian music is all about theme and variation, repetition. And we talked about last time, the tala. What's the tala representing? How to solo around the tala. When you have the bhari and the kali. Do you guys remember that? We talked about that a couple of weeks ago. The bhari and the kali. Empty and heavy. All of these type of things. And it all comes. And you can, you know what? I even encourage you guys. Check out music from different parts of the world that you never thought, that never crossed your mind. I always say India because that's where my heart is. That's where my home is. That's familiar to me. Check out Afro-Cuban music. Check out how people solo around a clave. Check out Daphnis Prieto. Check out Horacio Hernandez. Check out Daphnis Prieto's playing and lessons inside of Drumeo as well. Soloing around a clave. Middle Eastern music, the darbuka. The tumbek from Turkey. Brazilian music. The cuica is my favorite. I'm telling you, you'll get so many melodic ideas because my heart has always been with percussion, has always been with Indian music. And percussion really speaks in the playing. These are all parts. Like if you look at Cuban music, if you look at Brazilian music, there are tons of people playing parts. Cuban music, timbale, a bell, bongo, conga, shekere, conga. I said conga. Like everything. Brazilian music, surdo, cuica. Oh my God. What's the? What's the? Oh, my brain is not working. It's like a small drum that you hold in your hand. Okay, I can't remember. Okay. Anyway, you get my point. Let's expand our minds. Let's listen to all types of music. And I'm telling you, all of that will pour into what you are doing. You like, for example, okay, last example, because I know I'm talking a lot. Okay, last example. It's like when you're trying to lose weight. I'm still on my weight loss journey, and I'm trying to keep it up. And when I started a couple of years ago, I always thought that they say you can't spot, like you can't lose weight, and you can't spot, like you can't choose one spot to reduce your weight. It's like you can't say, okay, I'm just gonna do crunches and my abs will go, or my abs will come and my ab will go, right? It's like they say it's cardio. It's everything. Everything is intertwined together. And when you open up your mind musically, what's happening around the world? Music is important to other people around your world. Whether you're playing jazz, rock, funk, fusion, whatever you're playing, big band, whatever you're playing, I promise you that all of these influences will come into this because we're playing popular music here from this country, but roots are from Africa, right? Like Mahavishnu Orchestra with John McLaughlin. So many, oh my God, the Indian influence is heavy, right? Even in like a lot of Latin jazz today, Michel Camilo, Daphnis Prieto. Daphnis Prieto can play like clave with two hands, and it freaks me out because it's like, how do you develop that independence? Because he's not thinking right, left, right. He's thinking ga, 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 oh, and he can sing the patterns around it. So that's what I recommend. All right, let's all open our ears, open our hearts. Let's just open our eyes and let's listen to different music and see what's important to other people. Let's pray for each other in this difficult time. And if we can pray for India, pray for everybody, not just India, everybody who's going through a difficult time. And if you can donate, giveindia.org. Okay? Much love to you guys. Keep it soloing, keep soloing, leave your space, do that repetition. And we're going to talk next week. Okay? Much love. Bye.